Welcome to the Show Me Some TDs podcast. This episode is brought to you by Happy Customs LLC. And now, the commissioner and Ed Winnan.
Anyway, man, welcome back. It's me, your commissioner, Stevie V, of the Show Me Some TDs podcast and Show Me Some TDs Fantasy Football League. And I'm here with actually the champion of the Show Me Some TDs Fantasy Football League, Ed Winnan. What's up, my dude?
My guy, you can say that again.
I
It's been a
won't.
rough go around for everybody that's been with us over the last couple of years. But I'll tell you what, it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish, my guy.
So today we're going to be talking about the quarterback carousel in the NFL. There's been a bunch of movement in the NFL. New quarterbacks on new teams. There's still a few teams without any quarterbacks. We're also going to do a mock draft where me and Edwin go through and we pick who we think is going to go in the first 10 picks of this year's NFL draft, which is actually a month away. I think it's April 26th. We're 1 month away from the draft. You don't know what it is yet. I'm going to put you to the test at the very end of the show. So make sure you guys stick around for that. You're going to want to see the champion be put on the spot. So the first things first, man. So we talked about this a little bit at work, to be fair. For those of you who don't know, we work together. He's my boss and the fucking champion of the league. It doesn't get any worse than that, but it's cool. We make it work, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? We still do. But we talked about this at work, man. How funny, and can you imagine, like, I would pay money to be in the quarterback room with the New York Giants. Jameis Winston, Russell Weirdo, and Tommy the fucking Vito, you know what I'm saying? How
Man,
funny is that, man?
it's honestly, we did talk about it at work, and it's hilarious to me. Look, first of all, it's got to be somewhat inspirational in there as well. You know what I'm saying? I love me
It's
some
fucking
Jameis
holy, you
Winston,
know what I'm
man.
saying? Like,
I love me some Jameis Winston. Glory to God, eating W's. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Tommy DeVito, New York type of guy, whatever, man. But what a journey it is to see them now have this quarterback room this year.
and it's so funny because Russell Wilson, right, who's presumably the starter of the team,
For
right?
sure.
He's already, like, first couple days, within the first week, he's photo shoots with Sierra, like, outside of the stadium. Dude,
Really?
he's so cheesy. He's so goddamn corny, man. I can't stand him. I do miss him a little bit. He did win us a Super Bowl, so you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate
Little bit
him
of love for
because
the
he ain't
guy.
with us no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the Damian Lillard thing. Like, you leave me, you left me.
Whatever. It's like a bad ex, you know what I'm saying? They still stick with you for a little bit, but at the end of the day, you hate them. And here's the thing, I'm gonna say this. From what I know about Russ, he does get invested into the places that he goes, right?
He
He's
does.
super
He does.
invested in Seattle, he's invested in Denver, let's ride. And so it doesn't surprise me to hear that he's getting into all that there. I haven't seen it myself, but very funny.
Bro, New York, we got a deal. Fucking Giants, let's ride, baby. Got that guy. He's so fucking corny. And then you have Winston, dude. Just like I'm kind of liking him a little bit more because he's fucking hilarious. He's funny to me. Football player, meh, I don't really give a shit. But entertainment value, he's hilarious. And then you have Tommy DeVito with his fucking, is it his cousin, his uncle, or just his manager that's just back out here just, see
Probably
me.
all of the above. Uncle, manager,
no, no
whatever.
kidding, man. Another person, I think he was the first quarterback to be on a new team, was Geno Smith, getting traded to the Raiders for the number 92 overall pick, a third round pick from the Seattle Seahawks, man. If you're a Raider fan, put your Raider cap on, put your Tim hat on.
No way.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know if I feel super confident about it. I feel better about it than AOC, right? And I know you got Raiders fans that probably like AOC. Going back to last season, we watched the AOC highlight tape on draft day for the fantasy draft. It was not very many highlights, but I'll say this: I think that you have a seasoned vet that comes in and is a stopgap option at the very minimum. Geno is still Geno. He did his thing while he was in Seattle. For the time that he was there, gotta have respect for the guy. Goes and is playing for Pete Carroll. Chemistry there. It's just a matter of seeing how it plays out with the weapons that he has. He doesn't have DK, doesn't have Jackson Smith and Jibba. Doesn't have any of that.
Brock Bowers, baby. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, I don't know. But to be fair, Geno was a very accurate quarterback. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks
Yep.
in his as a starter in Seattle, right? But bottom line is, man, this is what the problem was in Seattle. As a Seahawk fan, I got my Seahawk hat on. Real talk. He was supposed to be the stopgap from Russell Wilson. Like he performed well and he got a nice little payday. Like, but you know what? Ultimately, I wish we didn't write back because he wasn't supposed to be a long-term decision. Like he wasn't supposed to be our quarterback for the next 3 years. Like once we got Russell Wilson, there's no chance. I thought, Geno Smith was going to be our quarterback for the next 3+ years. Like no chance, man. So I think that's going to be a potential issue with old ass Pete Carroll and his old ass ways getting Geno Smith. But the thing with getting rid of Geno is the money that he was asking for. 3-year, 40 to 45 million. That's a lot of money for, again, somebody that's 34 years old, going on 35. And it's supposed to be the stopgap. He's just supposed to, your bridge quarterback until you find your answer. And so I think that's a similar situation that the Raiders are going to deal with unless they find something in the draft or maybe they just use them until they actually find a quarterback next year, next draft.
This is kind of some solace that you find in it if you're a Raiders fan, right? It gives you a solid option at quarterback, and you don't have to use draft capital, that sixth overall pick, and we'll talk about it more in the mock draft, but you don't have to use that sixth overall pick on a quarterback now. Now you can use it on another weapon on offense, or you can use it, on a weapon on defense, whatever the case is, something to solidify your line, whatever they use it for, it gives you that opportunity rather than needing to do something at quarterback. Because if I'm a Raiders fan, and might hate me for it, but I don't feel confident going into another season with AOC. You don't have Gardner Minshew now anyway, so you don't have that opportunity to be moving back and forth.
Yep, absolutely. Speaking of Seattle, Sam Darnold is now a Seattle Seahawk.
So crazy.
And I'm okay with this because he had Justin Jefferson, of course. That's going to make anyone look better. Makes me look like a better quarterback.
For sure.
He had a pretty decent offensive line. He did struggle at the end of the season where he was getting kind of rushed up the middle. But here's why I like Sam Darnold. The first contract was initially 3 years, 100.5 million or something like that, right? So around 33 to 37 million a season, which is significantly less than Geno Smith. He's 27 going on 28, so he's younger than him, and that's big time in quarterback years. But the thing with Sam Darnold is this is a real chance for him to prove that he's going to be good. Look, bottom line is Seattle has a contract with him right now that allows him to get out after year 1 or year 2. So
Okay.
so they have a prove it, dude. We're willing to give you money. Like that's not the question. And we only signed a 2-year or 3-year deal. So that way we can reevaluate, pay you more if you deserve it, if you earn it, but the fact that they have a chance to get out of that contract or get away from him if he doesn't produce makes me happy that we did get him. He was one of the better quarterbacks on the market, to be fair. And Seattle got him. We did trade DK Metcalf, so he has JSN. That's who he's banking on. JSN is nowhere near Justin Jefferson, but it's at least a good start. And they got your boy Cooper Kupp, man. So let's see how it goes. I absolutely think Seattle makes out better than the Raiders in this ordeal whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. And you made some really good points there with the whole being out after a year, being cheaper than Geno. Realistically, having Cooper Kupp there gives him that option that's somewhat, Justin Jefferson-esque, at least something that you can feel comfortable with, right? Especially in the slot there. You still have JSN, you have Michael Valdez-Scantling now, so you got a deep option there. To me, I think, we talked about this last year a little bit with like the quarterback situation, how it was insane to see Sam Darnold kind of progress to where he's at now. It's kind of come back full circle. It really gives, people like Zach Wilson, an opportunity to, hey, maybe I could do the same few years down the road if I really own on my craft. But I think realistically, you guys come out on top with that one, man. I think it's a nice pickup for you guys. And if it's not, you get out of it next year.
See ya, deuces.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me ask you this: out of those two situations, would you, if you were the Raiders or the Seahawks, would you have reconsidered and taken Justin Fields. I mean, significantly less money. Honestly, not that much younger. I think he's 26 going on 27. So he's not that much younger than Sam Darnold. But, I'm not sure, like, would you have done that if you were either one of those teams?
I think what it comes down to, and you can probably speak to this a little bit more than I can, right? Because I don't know, is it Mike McDonald's? I don't know his coaching, scheme, right? Especially offensively. And so, yeah, Justin Fields is a better dual threat quarterback, right? Is he a better accurate passer than Sam Darnold? No. Is he a better quarterback pocket presence than Sam Darnold? Probably not. He gives you the opportunity to do one or the other offensively, but for the scheme that you guys have, I would say that Sam Darnold might be a better fit overall long term, even at that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. It is pretty crazy that the Steelers, both of their quarterbacks last year, are not there anymore.
Yeah.
Who's on their roster? I think we tried to look it up. Wasn't it just Mason Rudolph and nobody else?
Mason
I
Rudolph
mean,
and and that's a locker room presence, I'm sure.
and some dude, right?
Yeah.
Some rando.
Mhm.
But speaking of, that's another team that needs a quarterback. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you have George Pickens and DK Metcalf. That's tempting, dude. I mean, at least you have some dogs on the outside that's gonna fight for the ball or fight the other dude. I
Or
mean,
whatever.
yeah, I mean that's kind of something you kind of that might draw you to there. Um, but I mean, I don't know, dude. Aaron Rodgers, washed to me. I'm sorry, man. It's wrap it up, dude.
For sure, for sure. But that it goes into that conversation of stopgap option now. Like, who out there would you rather have out of the quarterback market right now if you're the Steelers, right? And the crazy thing about it is you essentially, if Aaron Rodgers, which honestly I would have signed if I was him by now, right? Having those options, you're swapping the quarterbacks, right? Steelers, Justin Fields goes to New York, and Aaron Rodgers from New York down to the Steelers. Like, how much different is it, for him, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least they have I mean, the defense wasn't the problem in New York. Pittsburgh has a good defense. I don't know, man. I think it's time for Rodgers to hang it up. Um, he doesn't get that farewell tour or nothing like that, man, because he's weird, dude. Like, I don't know, really, there's not a lot of people that kind of fuck with him around the NFL, to be fair. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, even Cam Hayward said, like, my pitch to Aaron Rodgers is if you want to be a Steeler, come be a Steeler. If not, fuck you. I mean, pretty much. Like, I mean, that's kind of what it came down to. But let's go over a mock draft, right? So we've decided to do a mock draft here, and Edwin is going to pick the odd numbers, and I'm picking the even numbers.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
we did this before, but you know what, man? I was incoherent. Like, I could not say my words straight. I mean, I looked blurry, I sounded blurry. I was kind of fucked up, to
Hey,
be
man.
fair. So we're gonna redo this.
Shout out to you.
I'm glad you have yours. I'm waiting for this to be over to have mine because I wanted to be focused. I wanted to be laser focused for you right here. But all right, man.
Sir.
The Tennessee Titans. You are now on the clock with the number 1 pick.
Okay, let me make it plain and simple. No brainer, Cam Ward, right? And here's why. I'm gonna tell you why. They have had a mid to bottom tier quarterback option over the last few years. Will Levis, you had what's his face? Why am I forgetting his
Malik
name right now?
Willis.
But yeah, Malik Willis, but Ryan Tannehill. I mean,
Yep.
you need a franchise quarterback, plain and simple. You have some good wide receiver depth in Calvin Ridley. You have your running back tandem in Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears. Still got a Traylon Burks who is somewhat of ascending, a deep threat in Van Jefferson, and we all know that Cam Ward can throw the ball. So it's just a matter of putting things together. That's how you start off. That's how you rebuild your franchise is a franchise quarterback.
I love it when pro days come out and you see them just throwing just deep balls. And Cam Ward had the same thing. Wow, did you see that throw he made across the body down the field in a basket? Right, perfect throw, beautiful throw. But we kind of saw that with Zach Wilson, and look how that shit turned out. He's actually in Miami. Speaking of quarterbacks on the move, he's actually backing up Tua in Miami right now. But so I'm the Cleveland Browns. I'm on the clock. This one was kind of hard, man. But for me, if you're the Cleveland Browns, there's a few. No, this is one option. So first of all, you traded and you got Kenny Pickett, right? That's your guy. If shit hits the fan, you got Kenny Pickett, right? I mean, it's sad to say, like that's your fallback plan is Kenny fucking Pickett, but that's what you decided to do. Here's the thing: they were also rumored, what as of just yesterday, of looking at picking up Dak Prescott, or even this morning, even something like that. I think it broke today. They were like, trying to see what they could get or how they could acquire Dak Prescott. That only tells me not only did you get Kenny Pickett if oh shit hits the fan, you're still kind of looking for a quarterback. So maybe you're not sold on Shedeur Sanders. For me, you have Myles Garrett. You signed him for a 2-year, $40 million contract, right? Or each season, something like that, right? I don't know, dude. Fucking wild, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy money. But instead of getting Abdul Carter, you take the best player, somebody that's going to put fans in the stands, and you're taking Travis Hunter at number 2. See, so we don't know each other's picks, so that's why this is fun. So I have a couple options for each one. The bottom line is that guy, and he is a corner. Let's not be crazy. He is a corner. Let him return some kicks, put some special packages in, but he can be an absolutely special cornerback. And with the cornerback money these days, man, why not? So number 2 pick, the Cleveland Browns select Travis Hunter.
Look, I'm a Shedeur Sanders fan, right? He's not a Cam Ward necessarily in my book, but I'm a fan of him. I feel like he has, and it came out today. They talked, I don't remember who it was. Somebody compared him to Caleb Williams, sorry, as far as his hero ball style of play. And, he was doing really well in Colorado. He was throwing for 200, 300-yard games. Granted, you had a pretty good receiving core. You had Travis Hunter. That's always going to help out. But you know what? Travis Hunter puts people in the seats. He's going to play both options, whether it's wide receiver or quarterback, and I think that's a good pick, man. I'm really surprised you picked that, but I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't think you're expecting to win, even if you do go Shedeur at this pick. I don't think you're expecting to really win this year,
Right.
and I just think there's going to be better options next year. So you go get a once in a lifetime player in Travis Hunter and make him a Cleveland Brown, because that organization has been so fucking bad.
Yeah.
I digress. You are the Giants now, right? You are the number 3 pick. You are up. You are on the clock. Who are you taking at the number 3 pick?
Right. In this pick, I think gets harder than the common sense pick prior to Russell Wilson signing would have been quarterback potentially, right? Rumors in the during the off season here, Malik Neighbors, Shedeur Sanders meeting up. You're like, yeah, maybe there's chemistry there. Obviously, quarterback needy team prior to the Russell Wilson trade. Usually, I would say, you know what, Shedeur Sanders probably goes number 3 right there, right? But now they have Russell Wilson. You don't need Shedeur Sanders there. And to be honest with you, in this mock draft that we're doing, I would have gone Travis Hunter there at number 3, right? But now I think what you really do is you take best player available here, although he is not necessarily working out, and although he has an injury on him, I think you go Abdul Carter because that would be an insane matchup with Dexter Lawrence in the middle and Brian Burns on the other side. And just thinking about it kind of gets me excited, man. And I'm not even a Giants fan, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
no
Brian
kidding.
Burns, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence in the middle. You're smashing games. They actually had a pretty good defense last season, especially in the second half. So,
Surprisingly good. Fantasy football wise, they were really good. Yeah, they were really good fantasy football wise, to be fair. Sorry. So I'm on the clock. I'm the New England Patriots, right? So you make investments. You get Stephon Diggs for a lot of money that I don't think he deserved, or he's still hurt. He's expected to be back by the start of the season, right?
Right.
But you make that investment. You are going all in with Drake May. He's your starter. He's our future. Mike Vrabel is the new coach, right? Mike Vrabel.
Yep.
He's the new coach there. So I think you go get yourself the best tackle available. The question is which one is it? Will Campbell, I was a big fan of all season. All the measurement stuff has been coming out, been weird. I don't know, man. You watch him play, he's fucking good. He's a good football player. Worst case scenario, they say you move him to right tackle. It's not a really bad problem to have. But just to be safe, the guy that's been skyrocketing, Armand Mambu.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I butchered your fucking name, man. I should have practiced earlier. I had time. But that dude, his 40 time just grunting.
Yes,
that dude,
sir.
and he's been skyrocketing up mock drafts. And honestly, it's been him or Will Campbell. I feel like those are the only 2 options. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Armand on that one.
Look, and sorry, my camera just went out for a second.
You're good.
But I wholeheartedly agree. I think you have two top options as far as tackles go. You need a tackle. You solidify that line. You protect Drake May. Give him some time to be able to throw to those weapons. Um, I don't think you can go wrong either way. To be completely honest with you, there. You prioritize what you need, right? And at
Yeah,
that
I mean,
point,
it's who do you like more? I
right?
mean, again, all right. So you are the Jacksonville Jaguars. Duval,
You know what I'm saying? Go
Duval.
Duval.
With the number 5 pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select.
Yep. So here it gets a little tough. Right? Bias aside, you look at what you have on your roster. In free agency, we've been picking up a lot of offensive linemen. Patrick McCarry from the Ravens. We picked up a backup tackle from the Cowboys. We picked up, I think, another tackle. I have to go through and double check it. But basically, we've been solidifying our offensive line with vet players, right? That we can plug and play, move around, and continue to build on that. Ideally, you want to continue to solidify that offensive line, protect Trevor Lawrence, allow him to do what he does. This season, he really needs to take that step. Can't take that step if you don't have time, realistically, right? But we have not been doing a whole lot on the defensive line, right? James Gladstone, new GM coming in and coming from the Rams, has been preaching build through the draft, right? Get players that elevate our floor, that fit the culture, that come in and just being who they are, help the Jaguars locker room, help the Jaguars team. No defensive lineman picked up in that essence. So you naturally have to look at that, right? And you solidify trenches on both ends. If you've already picked up free agents on offensive line, you go defensive line. I've been telling you, I'm been sold on this only for the mere fact that it makes sense, right? And I go Mason Graham. You have Josh Allen Hines on one side, you have Trayvon Walker on the other side. You have Eric Armstead in the middle. You throw in some Mason Graham. He's been rumored to be a big game breaker. He has good instincts to be able to tackle in. Has good hand placement. He used to be a wrestler, you know what I'm saying, and that's what you
Wrestling
like
background. Yep.
right in defensive lineman. So I go Mason Graham number 5, and I'm happy with that as a Jags fan because we need something to mix it in there and make our defense better. I think we were in the bottom 10 in sacks per game last season. So got to
Let
bring
me ask
something
if
up, obviously.
Travis Hunter falls to 5, do you take him over Mason Graham?
I look, me personally, I take Travis Hunter. I take Travis Hunter because he
Yeah.
gives you the ability to have that option offensively, defensively. Cornerback is another place that we could solidify, at least depth wise, right? We pick up Jordan Lewis from the Cowboys. We have Tyson Campbell on the other side. Jarian Jones, who was a third round pick last season from Florida State. He did really well last season. He did get hurdled backwards by Saquon Barkley, but that could happen to anybody. So whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But if Travis Hunter's not there at 5, I solidify defensive line. Go Mason Graham for sure.
All right. With the number 6 pick, the Raiders are going to select Ashton Genty at number 6, man.
How can you not,
I'm
man?
going back and forth with Shador Sanders, to be
Yeah,
fair, to have him kind of learn under Geno Smith. But
sure.
as a Seahawks fan, I kind of know Geno's personality. I definitely feel like I know Pete Carroll's personality more. I don't see them fitting well with Shador Sanders, just, from my perspective, to be fair.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so I think Pete Carroll's going to want to run the ball. You got Geno Smith, so it's not like you're just airing it out all crazy.
right.
And you've seen him do it in Seattle with beast mode and everything like that. So you get the best running back available, which is Aston Genty at number 6, and I think that's a easy pick for them. They have other holes clearly, but he's also an option where I feel like he fits well with what Pete Carroll's trying to do. And so I think he's the best option for the Raiders. My next option would have been Shador Sanders, but I just don't think personality wise they make a good fit.
Well, and I agree with you there. I think that's a really good point. Personality fit, locker room presence. If he doesn't, I think Geno Smith could be a good mentor for him, but does it make sense for them more so than Ashton Genty? Probably not. You need a game breaker running back. You're not relying on Raheem Mostert. He's a little bit older. He can learn a little bit from him. I think they got rid of Alexander Madison, so you don't have that option anymore. Really, you have Zamir White, and that showed that
Did
went
not work
nowhere
out.
last season. So you have to go game breaking running back like Ashton Genty, and I don't think that's a bad move any which way you put it.
All right. So this one's tough now, right?
Oh
Because
yeah,
I really don't care about the Jets, man. I mean, they've been awful pretty much my whole life too.
Yeah.
Butt fumble, bro. That's all. Okay, anyway. You are the Jets with the number 7 pick. Who are you taking at number 7?
So I think this is similar to the Patriots, right? Where you need to solidify your offensive line. That's always been an issue. It was an issue last year, with Aaron Rodgers. Last year you had Morgan Moses there. Now you don't. Now he went to New England. So logical thinking, you plug in an offensive tackle. You win Armand Membu, sorry,
Yep.
at number 4 for the Patriots.
Membu, something.
Yep. So you go Will Campbell at 7, solidify that offensive line. Uh, I don't think you have any other option there. It really doesn't make sense if you want to be able to play competitive football. Considering you have Justin Fields there, you're going to need someone that's going to be athletic as well to be able to swing with him.
I like it. I agree. And again, worst case scenario, you have a really good right tackle for the next 10 years. I mean, with Will Campbell, they're talking about moving him at guard. I mean, again, you're getting a really good football player. Whether he's right tackle, moves to guard, he's still really fucking good at football, man. So I like that. I like that a lot. I agree with that pick. Now, with the 8 pick, the Carolina Panthers, my man falls down to number 8, Ted McMillan. Bryce Young, I mean, they benched him for a minute, right? But Bryce came back, did his thing, and kind of earned that job back. And now what do you need? Because Xavier Leggett, he was really disappointing. I thought he was going to kill it, and he has the best accent in all of football, to be fair, with that Southern accent that he has. But Ted McMillan, 6'5", 2 something, big dude, big body receiver. He's only going to help that situation out with Bryce Young. Whether Bryce Young is the future or not, you have a really, really good receiver that could be productive for years to come. So I think with the number 8 pick, Ted McMillan would be fun. The other options, I was thinking about edge rushers, but I love that dude, Ted McMillan, baby.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty crazy. I've seen him drop down on a lot of mock drafts, and I can't really figure out why. Wonder if it's, his projected 40 time. Wonder if they just see something that we don't. I think the guy's a stud. I think he presents an offensive weapon that is very needed for the Panthers, to be completely honest with you, 100%.
Yeah, one of the knocks he was getting was like he's a one-trick pony. Like, get him down the field, throw it up, and hopefully he catches it. I mean, I get it, but in the 40 time, he ran a sub 4.5, which is awesome for being 6'5". But I'm just like, again, huge catch radius. It's something I'd be willing to risk, if that makes sense. With the sheer potential, the ceiling is so high that you kind of take that risk there. There's safer options, of course, but without a doubt, I think he's the number 1 receiver that in this draft, and I don't think it's close. I mean, there's Buka, whatever. I mean, he's good, really good. Matt Golden is really good, but I think McMillan is the number 1 without a doubt.
No, you good. Yes, that makes
All right,
sense,
man.
for sure.
With the number 9 pick, you are the New Orleans Saints, and you still have Derek Carr as your quarterback. Sorry for that. But who are you taking with the number 9 pick? It's getting a little tricky now.
It gets a little tricky, but I think at this point, unless you're thinking about trading back, which if I would have done a little bit more research, I would have maybe looked at what options are there, right? But I think at this point, you take best player available. You need to solidify your DB room. You go Will Johnson. Is it Will Johnson at cornerback, Michigan cornerback?
From
You go
Michigan.
there, opposite of Kool-Aid McKinstry. You don't really have a whole lot of depth there. You already have a good safety in the Honey Badger, you know what I'm saying? So I think you go cornerback there. Justin Reed at the other safety spot. You continue to solidify defense. I don't think that you can confidently say that the Saints have had a good defense, especially after last
Right on. I like that a lot. This one is tough because the first couple players I already had on my list for the number 10 pick for the Bears already taken, so I have a fallback plan. Again, I think if you're the Bears, you spent a lot of money in free agency. You still have DJ Moore. You have Roma Dunze, who I think is going to be special in Ben Johnson's offense. Bottom line is, Caleb Williams does need help. Do you go for a tackle here? Because the tackle that I would take in this case would be Calvin Banks from Texas. I love that guy. He was once committed to the University of Oregon, then flipped after we lost some coordinators and things like that. Shit happens, right? And look at him. He's a fucking stud. But he's the clear number 3 tackle in this draft for me. Does it make sense to take him? But I think you go get another edge rusher, man. And it's going to be an edge rusher from Georgia. Now, which one is preference? Because you have Jalon Walker.
Yep.
But my concern for him is he's 6'1", 240. Like defensive end, he's more of an outside linebacker. Still rush, it's still an end. But I think the pick you make here, if you're going end, is Mikael Williams. 6'5", 260 sounds a whole lot better and a whole lot more appealing to me. Otherwise, if you're not taking Mikael Williams, I think you're going to take Banks as an offensive tackle to keep Caleb Williams upright. So those might be my picks, but Mikael Williams at the number 10 pick to the Bears.
I think that's a great pickup, and realistically, I think the biggest thing that stood out for me for the Bears' need, I've always been thinking offensively, offensive line was a big thing. They made a lot of moves offensively this season or this offseason, picking up, a lot of line depth, right? Joe Tooney getting traded, over to the Bears, picking up Jonah Jackson from the Rams, so naturally you're thinking, okay, they're solidifying the line. What do you do? Another option that I thought was good for them would be a running back coming down, dropping down a little bit. Omarion Hampton, if Ashton Genty wasn't available at 10, I think they need somebody like that. But I think a bigger need is solidifying that defensive line, putting somebody opposite of Montez Sweat. I think that's a great pick, man.
Yeah. So my surprise, I kind of let you know, I dropped a hint, or I told you about it at least.
Yeah.
So today, since you are not only the champion of the Show Me Some TDs Fantasy Football League, you are the Work Spelling Bee champion. Give it up for that motherfucker. Hold on, I think I got the button. Yeah. Clapping for that dude, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you 5 names.
Okay.
That are current players in the NFL. And we're going to start with the Honey Badger. Now, first name is a bonus. The last name is what I care about. How do you spell Tyrann Mathieu's last name?
Okay. I'm going to go.
No cheating.
No cheating, right?
No cheating.
Put this to the side over here. Put this to the side.
No cheating,
Honey
man.
Badger last name, and this is gonna sound bad because I just looked at it, so I hope I really spell it correctly. What is it? Mathieu? Is it Matthew? The way
It's
you pronounce
Tyrann
it?
Mathieu.
Tyrann Mathieu is Mathieu.
That is correct. All right,
You know what I'm
one for
saying?
one.
Give me the clap.
All right, yeah. Wait, let me hit it. Yeah, my man. All right. So the next one, let me give you one I think you should know. Yannick Ngakoue from the Jaguars. I don't know if he's there. Is he not there anymore? Is he still there? No, he's not there no more, right?
No, he had a falling out with Tony Khan, the owner's son. It's really bad. I did like him. I'm gonna try this one out. I wish he would have given me his first name because I could spell that out. Ngakoue is tough, but I'm gonna go Ngakoue.
That is correct, my friend. 2 for 2. This man is on fire.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Again, spelling bee champion at work, man. That shit is unreal sometimes. So I don't know if this one's easy or not, but Jimmy Garoppolo.
Here's the thing that trips people up, right? Somebody said it earlier. Some of the smartest people get tripped up by easy words. And I think what trips me up is double R's, double P's, right? I'm going to go ahead and try this one out, though. Garoppolo is going to be Garroppolo.
I don't have a buzzer, but the double R. So Garroppolo.
Man,
so no double R. Hey, man, I'm not going to, one letter off. I'm still pretty surprised. Okay, these ones are the hardest ones, I think, to be fair. Okay. Kyle Juszczyk.
Oh.
There's no chance I would be able to spell this name without looking it up, man. Kyle Juszczyk, because his name is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was a toughie, man. That was a toughie. I'm gonna try it out. I like my chances, but there's one letter that's throwing me off in there that I know is in there somewhere. So Kyle Juszczyk is Juszcyek.
Nope.
Oh,
and his name is fucked up, dude. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Kyle Juszczyk. His last name is spelled Juszczyk. CZYK.
Oh hell no way.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
I was close. I was close there. I'll give me a little bit on that. That's tough though.
I told you these ones I saved for it because they were hard. The last one, man, whatever. If you get it right, I'll be gonna be really impressed. Even if you don't get it wrong or get it right, I'm still pretty impressed, man. Pleasantly surprised on how good your fucking spelling skills are, man. Had no idea.
Now I'm starting to question it, man.
That's okay. I mean, again, I went through and was like, let's find some fucked up names to really trip
Yeah.
them up. Like, I can't make this shit easy.
Yeah, but
David Bakhtiari.
is Bakhtiari not Bakhtiari, right? With the T there?
I'll give you that hint. It's a T, yes.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Bakhtiari.
So I think Bakhtiari is Bakhtiari.
That is correct, my friend. My
Woo!
dude.
Man.
Unreal. Unreal. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I probably would have been able to do Tyrann Mathieu, maybe Jimmy G. Those other ones, there's no fucking chance I would have had. But anyway, man, Spelling Bee champion, you are the Spelling Bee champion. I mean, until somebody challenges you, I'll get some more names for the next person if they want. But anyway,
please do. Make me look better.
Hell yeah. Anyway, brother, I appreciate your time.
Sure.
Everyone, thank you. I appreciate your time. You guys could have been anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with me, Stevie V, and the champion, Ed fucking Winning, my man.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate you. You can call me champion anytime you want. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just getting it out now so I don't have to do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
all right, my guy. I'm gonna go ahead and get
Pleasure.
editing on this. I'll let you know how it looks, and hopefully by tomorrow afternoon we'll drop the video, man.
Let me know, man, because honestly, what I'm looking at right now, just what I'm looking at, I have the camera from the computer right here, and I feel like I'm looking down at our screens, like I'm looking at you and I'm looking at me, and I feel like I look like that guy in The Water Boy, you know what I'm saying? I feel like one eye's going this way and the other. So I'm like, man, I need to make sure.
Did you just make a joke, Bobby?
That guy. But,
hell yeah.
Thank you for watching Show Me Some TDs. Make sure you hit the download, like, and subscribe button and stay tuned for more Show Me Some TDs.
Run that play from the running back to QB. Ain't talking about bikini. Yelling, show me some TDs. Hey, way more than a fantasy football podcast like you never seen. Check the stats, I'm only speaking facts. If I catch a L, we gotta run it back. Hey, fantasy football, this what you need. Hit the touchdown. We yelling, show me some TDs.